Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's Cybersecurity for Business Leaders program webinar. We're here at the University of Oxford Saïd Business School, and welcome. Thank you for joining us from wherever you are in the world. Maybe it's the morning, afternoon, or evening. So thank you for spending the time with us today. Just some housekeeping before we start. This meeting is recorded, so if you want to watch back anytime, you'll receive the recording soon. And hello to anyone who's watching the recording who wasn't able to join us live. So people are just filtering in now. Let's get started. So joining me today, I'm Lindsay, your Executive Education Consultant. And I've got the lovely Alexander with me today. Hi, Alex.
Hi, Lindsay. Hi, everyone. So yes, I'm Alex Whitehouse. I'm a senior program consultant here at the Saïd Business School, and my predominant role is that of B2B bookings and corporate discounts. So any booking more than 2 or 3 really is of interest. Particularly with cyber, we do cascade programming through certain organizations, and I'd be very happy to talk to anyone about how that works. But happy to be here.
Fantastic. Thank you, Alex. And our special guest today on the panel is Joe Nelson. Hi, Joe.
Hi, Lindsay.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about your role here today?
Sure. I work in solutions engineering with Mastercard, and I've been in the role for a little over a year. And I took the course at the end of 2023 as I was kind of transitioning into my new role, which was very helpful because part of our solutions include cyber. So it was very timely for me, very useful to kind of build my baseline knowledge.
Absolutely fantastic. So we'll be hearing from Joe a little later on. And the agenda for the webinar today is to tell you all about the program, what you'll gain here with us at Saïd Business School, how you'll learn. We're looking at the modules and the faculty and the support and the networking that comes all within the programs. We're looking at the learning platform, how you'll learn and how to apply. Also at the end, we'll be having a Q&A with Joe. So if you think of any questions as we go through, please type them in the chat, and then we'll be reading them out and answering them at the end. So about the program, just to start off with, the whole program is 7 weeks in total. It's 100% online, and it's designed for busy professionals, so you can really work and get that balance between your personal life and work life. Oxford University really had a brilliant idea to set up the Saïd Business School, so it's very heavily influenced by our faculty members, and they thought, how can they put their research into good use for professionals who you might not want to go and do a full master's degree, or maybe you've studied already, didn't want to do a PhD, but really need those frameworks and up-to-date information to put into your current practices. So that's how we can help you at Saïd Business School. We've got a suite of executive programs aimed for managers, entrepreneurs maybe looking to apply the innovations to the job. We're looking at real life strategies and incidents embedded in cyber resilience, maybe within the organization. The program itself is asynchronous, so that means you can choose to study and fit it around your busy schedule. It's enriched with activities. We've got tutor-led discussions and live sessions that will tell you more about the schedule and how that looks as we go through the webinar. So why choose this program? As I mentioned, Saïd Business School, we've got this fantastic umbrella of executive programs. We want to give you the tools to secure your organization's cyber resilient future. Also looking at your professional development, giving you relevant content, and also the space to really reflect and grow in a short, manageable time frame, with mentally stimulating challenges that really encourage reflection, equipping you with new frameworks and perspectives. You'll engage in live sessions and group discussions. So we actually have an app that goes with your learning platform. So there's discussions that go through centered around the real life case studies. So you're looking at real relevant things that's happened recently, and those case studies might change depending on what's happened or the latest trends. So our world-class faculty will be updating those and making it truly relevant for you. It's intellectually demanding, so we'll be giving you a treasure trove of demanding, practical, valuable, inspiring activities to do. And also you'll join the university, which is still ranked #1 according to the Times Higher Education of 2025. And that's our 9th year consecutively, so we're still up there. So what you'll gain from the program, so cybersecurity has really developed over the last 2 decades. You've got this global multi-billion-dollar challenges that are happening with digital adoptions spread all across the world and transforming how we react. You've got organizations, governments, citizens' reactions. You're exploring disruptions and any damages that could cost billions. So we're looking to conduct valuable and really key principles to secure your position. And that all comes from our lovely insights and research of our top researchers at Oxford University. Not only that, you've got the networking of a global industries. Everybody's from different parts of the world. You're really communicating and seeing the differences between, I don't know, Asia, America, the UK, Europe, how that's all connected and how can we learn from each other. And alongside, of course, the practical part of being able to study anywhere that you are in the world and managing your personal commitments. So we've got a digital certification of completion, and lots of people ask me, as your consultant, what does this certificate look like? So here we are. Here's a lovely copy, an example, of course, of your certificate. You've got the lovely Oxford logo and Saïd Business School stamp there. I'd like to ask you, Joe, about this certificate. Has it been useful for you in your career?
Yeah, so the certificate coming from Oxford obviously carries a lot of prestige with it, really strong brand. And, for myself personally, when I received the certificate, I posted the digital version of that on my LinkedIn profile so that others can see that I've, completed the course. I find it's also useful as I've worked across my company at Mastercard when I learn about other individuals within the company who've also completed the course or maybe other courses even through Oxford. So I think it's been really useful to help kind of build your credentials and also connect with other like-minded people.
Fantastic. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, we
Yep.
find that a lot, that we've got this whole alumni network that we'll tell about later mostly, but I mean, with the umbrella of programs that Saïd provides, you can therefore go through and do one a year or maybe a couple a year and really get the most out of the knowledge, but also the networking as well. So that's fantastic. Okay, let's hear from you now. So we'd love to ask our audience, why are you considering this program? So you'll see the poll pop up on your screen, and it would be really great for us to know. Maybe it's a better understanding of the business strategies or the risks and things. Maybe you need to really protect your organization from cyber attacks. Maybe it's just to widen your network and join the Saïd Business School network. Upskilling, and again, the prestige that Oxford can bring your career or next steps. So just take a moment and pop it in. Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you. We've got all the answers in already. So gaining a better understanding of risks for business strategy. Yes, we can definitely help you there. Our tutor Sadie, I mean, she's the top researcher. She's got all the skills and knowledge to support you for that understanding. Joe, what was the main reason for you considering your program?
Yeah, I think general upskilling in my case, because as I mentioned earlier, I was transitioning into a new role within the company, working across all of our security solutions within Mastercard. And cyber obviously is a big component of that. It was an area that I'd not had a lot of, hands-on experience with. I wasn't a practitioner. And so I felt like the course would be able to give me a good kind of immersion into all the facets of it. And then also talking to colleagues who had also already taken the course, also made me gain a lot more interest in it as well, learning how they went through the course and hearing their feedback about it.
Fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, it definitely sounds like a good one for that. Okay, so let's look into how you'll learn. The structure of the program is 7 weeks in total. The first week is dedicated to the orientation week, where you'll meet your support team and just make sure that you've got everything in your learning platform all set up correctly. Then following that is the 6 weeks of modules. So the recommended learning time, we say around 10 hours a week. If it's been a while since you last did any studies, it might take you a little warm-up time to get used to that. Joe, was it about 10 hours a week, would you say? Was that how much time you dedicated to the program?
Yeah, I think that's probably about right, Lindsay. Some of the modules may be a little more involved than others. And then, the ongoing projects, in our case, in the session that I participated in, we had one ongoing project throughout the whole course. And so, you can kind of determine how much time you're going to put into it. But, the thing about the course is it's designed for people like myself who are working a full-time job. So you're able to kind of get through the reading material in very digestible, sort of bite-sized chunks. So you can kind of work those in even throughout the day. If you have an hour here or there, you can catch up on that, as well as the weekends. And then especially for project type work, I tended to work on those in the evenings after working hours to get those completed.
Fantastic. Yeah, that does sound manageable. Absolutely. And as we said before, if you need to study or need to do some professional developments, but don't really have that much time, I think 10 hours is quite a nice size to squeeze around a busy schedule. So excellent. We've also got really easy to access modules. So as Joe said, it's really broken down into bite-sized pieces. With videos, quizzes, infographics and texts and all different variations. So if you're more of a visual learner, you've got things like that there as well. It's not just pages of text that will stimulate you. The weekly live discussion, it's usually, it's planned for the September intake for Tuesdays. That might change depending on which intake you choose. But that's at 10:30 British time. Those are recorded, so if you can't make them, you can watch back, although we really recommend you try to fit that into your schedule so you get the most out of the tutoring sessions. Joe, were they easy accessible for you? Because you're in the States, aren't you?
Yes, I was, I tended to be able to participate in those, but also could, if something didn't work out due to scheduling, I was able to catch up through, by viewing the recorded version. So, yeah, didn't have any trouble kind of staying on top of those sessions.
Excellent. Yeah, we have people in all sorts of time zones, so try to capture that as best as we can. Also, you've got live webinars who are run actually by the program directors, so that's really exciting, and they are very communicative. You can even answer questions. I think I observed one of the webinars where a student actually asked a question that the tutor wasn't aware of and decided to make it her next research project. So that was really exciting. So it's a really communicative program to be on as well. The tutors themselves, they're very friendly, very accessible, and they'll give you really nice tailored feedback on all the assignments. How did you find the assignments, Joe? I mean, did you get good feedback? How long did it take to get the feedback?
Yeah, I thought it was all very timely, and I think Oxford does a good job of setting expectations, around, because obviously I'm not the only one taking the course. So the instructors are, I think, paired up with maybe groups within the session. And I thought the responses were very timely, in depth, and, really useful feedback, especially at the beginning, maybe when you're going through your first exercise, just learning how to best, what they're really looking for. And so in those early kind of exercises, the feedback was really useful. So then I was able to kind of refine how I went about responding and completing those exercises for the remainder of the course.
Fantastic. The orientation week, exactly that. So the support team are there to sort of implement all of those expectations. You'll be given all the guidelines to really set the clear for a successful following 6 weeks. Fantastic, thank you. The assessments themselves, we've got 3 ongoing projects which make up 55% of your final grade. There's some mini quizzes as you go through, which make 18%. They're sort of 10-minute quizzes throughout the modules. You've got reflections as well. So as I said, the impact from within part of Saïd Business School is really important, that we reflect on our existing knowledge and looking forward to the future. We've also got graded discussion that make up 9%, and the overall pass mark is 50%. Fantastic. Okay, so let's look into the online learning platform itself. So we use Canvas, which covers very nicely your calendar, the syllabus, and it has very nice accessible tiles. You can also have it the reading out loud functions there as well. So if you just prefer to listen and watch the videos, there's all in there. You can connect your calendar as well. So if you want to connect it to your work calendar, it can all be connected, so you can really keep track of your schedule. You've got live events that will be shown, so you register for those and you'll hand in your assignments through Canvas as well. And you can just navigate through it. Also, the orientation week is really important to navigate around your profile. You can also set up and maybe find people in similar networks to you. Okay, so we're going to put the brochure in the chat. I'm sure that most people have already got the brochure downloaded, but there's another copy if you need it. Let's talk through the modules. So we've got module 1, which is the core cybersecurity concepts. You're exploring foundations of cyber trust, significance of digital identity, and core elements of cyber risk, with all the vulnerabilities and factors that shape the risk in cyberspace. So this is a really good module. I mean, you might think that in my business, I've got an IT team that do it, so I don't need to really focus on it, but actually having those assets as a manager as well is really important for the whole one. So that module is going to really give you the foundations that you need. Module 2 is about the threat landscapes. So looking at vulnerabilities, exploring modules of understanding the attacks, analyzing threat intelligence, system weaknesses, looking into case studies. There's a few famous large businesses that have been under attack recently, so you'll be looking at those, and those case studies, like I said, they'll go on the hottest topic, and looking into things like hijacking and how we can omit the risks. Module 3, looking at the national and global context. So it's not just looking at the UK, it's looking at the global national strategies, infrastructures, roles of businesses and their protection, really benchmarking the cybersecurity capacity. And there's special model for nations, international corporations, looking at really the global side of things, which is a really nice conversational part for those of us in different areas of the world. We can really reflect and learn from each other. Module 4 is about operations and business resilience. So looking into the controls essential for defending your systems against the attacks, looking for the biometrics and cryptographies, preventative measures, detections, response strategies, and recovery options, and ensuring your robust cyber practices. Module 5 is looking at opportunity and responsible innovation. So really looking at emerging technologies, especially AI, that's a very hot topic at the moment, and the ethical implications that might serve. Learning about innovation and responsibility while integrating security and corporate social responsibility into your approach. Module 6 will take you into business risk and strategic responses. So developing a robust cybersecurity strategy for your business. So here we are putting it right into your current practices, and revisiting any cyber fitness, hygiene, define the key elements for your effective cyber resilience. So really useful for your practical tools. Another poll now. So the most important thing to consider when deciding on a cybersecurity program, I mean, there's just so many out there, ranging from all different types of content. The cost as well is a big factor. Maybe the reputation of the school and the flexibility. What is it exactly that's most important to you when choosing such a program? So again, it should pop up on your screen, and yep, the contents, really making sure it's relevant is an absolute must. The cost as well, it's very important. I mean, some of us are funded by our employers, but some of us are self-funding as well. So cost is very important. Okay. Fantastic. We have all the answers in. So it's the contents. Yeah, absolutely. And this is where the Oxford, I mean, you've got first-hand relevant content. So excellent. Joe, was it easy to choose Saïd? What was the reason that you chose Saïd exactly for your learning?
Yeah, probably the course content, obviously, I think is a big part of it. But in my case, having other colleagues within Mastercard having taken the course and hearing about the feedback from them, that was a big deciding factor for me. So I guess that would kind of fall under the reputation category.
Yeah, absolutely. We actually have the Mastercard EVP, who's one of our tutors, has got great part in this program. So you've also got sort of the American Committee Against Terrorism, Capital Management, chairs of Securing Resilient Future, and also some of the Mastercard people there. So you're definitely in good hands of the world. People. You've also got the faculty here, so let's have a look at some of the faculty. We've got Sadie Crease, who is the program director. Now Sadie will appear very heavily in your videos and things there as well, and give you the live session. So she has some very, very prestigious achievements in her research. So a great honour to be studying with her. We've got Pinar, who is our Professor of Entrepreneurship and Innovation. And you can actually see Pinar in our YouTube channel. She does lots of the Oxford Tea Talks, which are very interesting debates with her guests. And also Martin, our Professor of Finance and Economics. Excellent. So there's our faculty. Networking opportunities. So Joe, I'd like to ask you about the alumni network. So you mentioned that you've got some colleagues there. How was your overall experience with the alumni network that Saïd provided?
Yeah, it's I find it really valuable. Just taking the course and early in the course, getting to meet some of the other students in my session. I remember, I believe it was the very first session that was sort of an orientation type session. They broke the class into groups, and so you could spend a little more time getting to know individuals. I've been able to connect with them on LinkedIn. I'm getting, the alumni network. There's a lot of content out on LinkedIn and other channels. So, there's just kind of ongoing engagement and other learning opportunities and networking opportunities.
Fantastic. That sounds really exciting. We've got Alex here as well, who's heavily connected with the Oxford community there. Is there anything you can tell us about the alumni network?
Yes, essentially, so you're joining an existing network is how it works. So if you're able to pass the course, you'll be given the option to join the alumni community, which is something close to 50,000 now, professionals hailing from something like 180 different countries. You'll be rubbing shoulders with all different sectors such as finance, law, healthcare, energy, and tech, as this course suggests. A lot of these individuals will actually go on to take further additional online courses or on-campus courses, depending on which sort of direction they want to take the training. As part of the community, you'll of course get a discount on further courses that you wish to take. But perhaps the real value is the networking that you'll get with these individuals and the sort of thought leadership that you'll be exposed to. So this is essentially a virtual hub that's created especially for alumni. We take the view that the professional journey doesn't necessarily cease with completing the course. So you'll be able to engage with the faculty. You'll be gaining access to a lot of expert opinions, research insights, and various other parts of thought leadership. So it's all about sort of enabling that learning to continue and enabling you to join that network of opportunity and events that we'll be running and taking forward. So it's worth considering the alumni community after the course finishes.
Yep, fantastic. And of course, we'll send you all the links and lots of events as well. If you're in the UK, you can even attend the alumni reunion, which is at Oxford campus. So that's a really exciting opportunity. Thank you. Wonderful. Okay, next steps. So if this sounds like the program for you, or it's maybe for your firm, the application deadline for our next start date would be the 1st of September. The actual start is the 3rd of September. The entry requirements, so it's very different from any other Oxford course. We don't have the set entry requirements where we require your previous education certificates or anything. You literally sign up through the website and enter your details to register. The fee is £2,200, and that's a one-off payment. If you do need anything at all, maybe it's an invoice for your company, or you'd like to discuss the fee, we can have a chat. So you can book a call with me. The scan there, the QR code is in the chat. There's also group bookings. So Alex, what's the process if I want to book a whole group of my firm?
So do get in touch essentially. So write into the online inbox or book a call with us. We'll obviously take your requirements into consideration. What we typically then do is we'll build a bespoke enrollment portal for you, so that we'll share. So essentially, we'll give you a link. You'll be able to share that with the members within your organization that will be self-funded or indeed funded by the organization, and essentially we then track and monitor it and send an invoice afterwards. So it's unlike with the sort of B2C route, which is through the website. This is much more of a bespoke process that kind of cuts out a few of the steps and makes it a little bit more seamless. So yeah, do get in touch if that's of interest.
Fantastic. And basically get in touch. We're very nice and friendly. All your questions. Okay, fantastic. So now it's time for your questions. Let's have a look at the chat and see if there's any questions there that we can aim. I'm just scrolling through and reading, sorry. Oh, we've got lots of lovely countries here. I hadn't checked it beforehand. Yep, London, Zimbabwe, Romania, Africa, Bangladesh. So many people. Amazing, thank you. Okay, already networking. Love it. The LinkedIn profile links are very good. Malaysia, wow. Buckinghamshire, yep. Okay, fantastic. Lots of people. And LinkedIn links, okay, sorry, I'm just scrolling through. Wow, there's such an amazing bunch of people here today. Thank you for joining us and sharing. Okay, we have a question from Tamim about scholarships opportunities. So for our Saïd Business School, all of the programs, it's different from the main university. So there are no scholarships available. Although if you're signed into marketing, which you can do, opt into marketing, then you'll receive any discount offers that we might have coming up. So that's a good one. They can be between 10 and 20% on a good day. So that's a good way to look at the price if it's tricky. Otherwise, we can sort of we're thinking about other ways. So just you can email me or get in touch. We can talk about that. Is the program included in the university calendar for the next year? Yes. So generally the programs run every couple of months or 3 months or so. So it's sort of quarterly. The next one after this, we've got actually September and October would be the October the 29th. We've also got most probably January, and then most probably in the spring. So those dates will be reflected on the website, that they're regularly updated, so you can check there for a good time. Yeah, it's important for us that you have enough time to dedicate to the program. Definitely, you can plan your calendar ahead. Can we move here to a PhD in the business school? Alex, there's a question for you. PhDs.
Can we move a PhD? I think what I'd say is it's taken into consideration. So it's not a set route. So can we move? It's not a straight transition from here, but it's part of the sort of conversation of building up to it. Certainly, it's considered as part of the application. Yeah.
Yep, and these programs are executive level, so you're looking at master's level activities and assignments. So yeah, if you're looking to do a PhD, you'll be able to chat with your tutor.
Like in the same way, for example, just to give another one, we do an MBA fundamentals course, which is an online 10-week program. A lot of people say, does that give them a direct route into the standard MBA? No, it doesn't. But it's part of the consideration as to part of the work that you've done. It's part of the build-up work. So it's what I say is it helps. It's not a straight link though.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Petra's here. She missed the beginning. The recording session, yes, it will be there. The recording will be sent out to you when it's ready. Any other questions for us today? So we've got lots of people, lots of nice links. Thank you for sharing. Okay, and international. Can we obtain employment in the UK from here? So no, this is an online program. In terms of international or employment in the UK, unfortunately, the UK has completely separate strategies. So if you wanted a work permit or anything, Saïd Business School can't help with any employments. Although the networking system that you'll have from the alumni should be posting any jobs that you can look into, and LinkedIn itself, we have a really nice facilities there, but actually getting you into the UK, that's not something that the Saïd Business School can help with. Okay, fantastic. So if there's any other questions, please write them in the chat, and it's your time now. We'll hang on for a minute and see if there's any further questions. In the meantime, Joe, it was so nice to have you with us today.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, because it's the morning time there, isn't it?
Yeah. Still working on my second cup of coffee.
Oh, I'm two and a half in already. Okay. Okay, so there's no more questions coming in. I think that concludes for today's webinar. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to my panelists, to Alex and Joe, for your lovely time and sharing your experience. It's been really useful to hear from you today. And thank you all for joining. And I look forward to seeing you in September. Have a lovely day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.